down. But he's got brute strength though. Hi everyone, my name is Mimi and welcome to my channel, and today I'm going to be reacting to Classroom of the Elite Season 3 Episode 4, To Whom the Blade Turns. And last episode we saw Ayanokoji and Nanase and Horikita set up a meeting where they're expecting Hosen to show up, and he did show up at the end there, which was, I'm looking forward to how that's gonna go. Probably not good. We also had Sato and Karuizawa hash things out when it comes to Ayanokoji, which was nice to see. There was a nice scene between Ayanokoji and Sudo as well. I like that. What else? And then there was Utomiya that approached Ayanokoji about pairing up with this girl that I don't think I've met before. But Ayanokoji told him that he already had someone in mind, and in case whoever he had in mind, in case that falls through, then he's gonna call Utomiya back and then, pair up with this girl, I guess. So that's what happened last episode. And before we get into this one, if you guys like my reaction, please give it a thumbs up, please subscribe, and please consider supporting me on Patreon at patreon.com/feeling. And now let's start this episode, and here we go.
Okay guys, in case the reaction gets blocked and I had to cut out the reaction itself, you can just look in the pinned comment in the comment section where for the link to the reaction highlight itself, so you can just click on it, watch it, and then you just come back for my review.
I don't think it thinks you're equal.
この先クラスの仲間の力が必要になるときは必ず来るわ。だから協力し合って赤点を出さずに済まそうってか。
Does he care about that?
このまま対等なんて言葉で濁して協力するつもりはさらさらねってな。とでも出すと思ったの？出すさ。出さなきゃ仕方ないことだろ？出すことには絶対にならないわ。
We're done. I have to believe that Horikita came up with some kind of plan for that, because their interaction with Hosen so far and with Nanase is that Hosen is all about private points, even though Ayanokoji last episode said that he just wants to have like a grip on the class and whatnot. But since they know that he's after points, she has to have something else in mind, right? Before she came to this meeting. Because if you didn't, if he was just talking about being about an alliance of equals, then I'm like, you've been saying that for a while now, and the guy has like, he's been like, no, you know. So I would think that she will have some kind of backup plan or something. If she doesn't, I'll be like, I don't know about that. Horikita. But I'm sure you have a backup.
ホーセン君、堀北先輩の話に耳を傾けるべきだと思います。ホーセン君の戦略が悪いものだとは思いません。ここで堀北に手を差し伸べるメリットを言ってみろよ。信頼関係です。信頼関係だ。ホーセン君が2年生を敵に回した場合、今後同じような試験が行われたとき、いくらポイントを用意してもパートナーが決まらないといったじゃ相手がわざと手を抜いたらどうなります？退学は避けられません。この学校の制度にはプロテクトポイントと呼ばれるものが。
Oh, so that's why he told her.
退学を一度だけ無効にする特殊なポイントよ。もし組んだ相手がプロテクトポイントを心中からこそ今の段階から信頼関係を構築する必要があるんじゃないでしょう。
So is the person that he had in mind Hosen? Like Ayanokoji to team up with?
知恵を寄せ合ってもらったところ悪いが。じゃあどうするつもり？私たちは対等であることを変えるつもりはないわ。それは十分に理解した。
Well, at least he sat back down.
そこまで言うのなら参考までに あなたの希望を聞かせてもらえる？
Oh, excuse me.
プライベートポイント。こっちが今後お前らを頼ることがあれば、喜んでそれを全額返してやる。
まあ、うまい交渉を放り込んできた。単なる喧嘩自慢じゃない。龍炎のように策を浪することのできる強敵だ。
その条件は飲めないわ。
そっか、そりゃ残念。
He's about to leave again.
やめなさい、須藤君。交渉決裂が不満だったのなら、もう少しうまく立ち回るべきだったわね。帰りましょう。
He stood up like a boss and left.
待てよ。
あなたが無茶な要求をし続ける限り、考えが変わることはないわ。
だからポイントをよこせ。200万だ。
200万？正体を表したわね。
Ah.
話にならないわね。
わかった。さっきの話考えて。
いうことね。
ああ、暴力はやめて話し合いだ。だがここじゃ人目につく可能性もある。場所を変えたい。
Let's go somewhere else.
だ。案内する。
Huh? I don't trust that. Why can't you talk where they were?
だな。300万。お前らが俺に貢げば、今すぐにバカどもを救済してやる。
耳を貸そうとした私の判断ミスね。何を？
どこまで相手できるか見せてみろよ。上等だ。
It seems that Sudo's not up to the task.
おそらく以前の学校とは少し事情が異なるのではないでしょうか。どういうこと？私たち1年生の代表者数名は南雲会長から直々に説明を受けました。そんな休暇も容認されるとでも？
競争で睨んでるぞ。
おそらく須藤とは比較にならない実戦経験。
Oh, he did something. I like that.
力による支配で流れを変えられると思っているのか。いや、そこまで愚かな思考。
Is he trying to get Ayanokoji to do something?
ボディーガードは沈んだ。
私たちがあなたの暴力に屈するとでも？
You're about to fight too.
いいわ。私があなたを止める。
Mm?
こりゃ面白い。
I know she fought against Ibuki at one point, but I don't think. Ooh! Ooh! Damn, girl! But he's got brute strength though. Ay.
契約を結べよ。500万。それで全て丸く収まる。
That won't happen.
綾野浩二君、誰か先生たちを呼んで。
それはやめとけ。ひどくなるぜ。
Who's gonna get.
用意するなら綾野浩二は殺さないでいてやるよ。
Huh?
これ以上はやめてください。やはり君のやり方は私には認められません。
綾野浩二をやれば俺たちのクラスは潤沢な資金を得られる。
Oh. Oh.
しかし私にはまだ綾野浩二先輩が狙われなければならないほどの生徒である。
Oh. So that's what it is.
行くぜ。綾野浩二。
What happened? Is he holding him back? Is this...
綾野浩二。
このナイフ、正確にはペティナイフだが、俺が購入したものだ。
The one that I bought?
仲間を痛めつけられて逆上した俺が、 万一にと隠し持っていたナイフでお前を刺してしまう。相手を刺す握り方じゃないのは見れば明らか。
それが分かってたからって刺されに来るとか頭いかれてんのかよ。
阻止するにはこの方法がベストだからな。お前たち1年生の中でも限られた人間にだけ与えられた。そしてその内容は
You.
俺を退学にすることだ。
I got that.
このナイフがお前
That's what Karuzawa told him, right? That they bought something, but then they brought it back or something.
勇者は俺だけだった。
なんだてめえ
Huh?
何者だよ。
さてどうする。逃れできなければ退学になるぞ。ホーセン。
そこまで見抜いての行動だったわけか。
大丈夫なの？
心配はない。
Even though they stabbed him, his face even doesn't show any kind of.
最初に違和感を覚えたのは天沢が俺とモールに買い出しに行った時だ。
Ah.
ホーセンがナイフを購入しようとしていたところに声をかけ止めたのを店員が見ていた。
So it was her?
凶器のナイフは俺自身に購入させることができればベストだからな。ナイフを持ち出すために適当な理由をつけただけ。あとは指紋。
死ねえ女に協力させたのが失敗だった。
いや、天沢のおかげでこの戦略は形を成していた。この件は俺たちだけの中で伏せておいてもいい。一つは D クラス同士の対等な協力関係を結ぶこと。二つ目は今度の特別試験のパートナーとして。
So it was him.
ホーセンこそパートナー候補には。
Why is he your ideal partner?
ドルーム生ならあれほど目立つような行動をとるとは考えにくい。
Okay.
腕力でねじ伏せてやるだけが楽しみじゃないことは分かってる。ぶち殺してやるから。
That's not happening, my dude. It's not happening, my dude.
無事終わり5月1日結果発表の日を迎えた。
Ayanokoji 100?
あなたを認めずにはいられないことが立て続けに2つも起こってしまった。勝負は私の負けよ。
Oh, okay.
先輩と手を取り合いたいと考えていたことは本当です。ただ綾小路先輩を狙うという戦略が最優先だっただけです。この人物を退学させた生徒には2000万プライベートポイントが支払われる。そんな特別試験が犯した理由はそれだけではありません。
We wanted to know the kind of person he was.
綾小路先輩がこの学校にふさわしい人だとは思えなかったからです。
Okay. What would that be?
綾小路。
That teacher.
4月も終わりましたが、送り込んだ生徒が誰なのかつかめましたか？
Really? It has already been that?
ホワイトルーム生独特の気配は一切感じられなかった。綺麗に匂いを消しましたね。
ひとまず綾小路君は見抜けなかった。それが確認できたのでよしとしました。
何か想定外のトラブルでも起きましたか？月代理事長代理の思惑とは裏腹にホワイトルーム生が指示に従わなかった。
いいでしょう、認めます。今回ホワイトルーム生を送り込むと決めたのは私では。
The fathers.
どうにも上はきな臭いことを考えている恐れが。
What does he mean, the higher ups? The higher ups at the school or?
それにもしあの子があなたの父
Okay, how about say his father?
ホワイトルームの最高傑作である君に向けられる嫉妬や憎悪は計り知れないですからね。
Oh man. I know class 2A was at the top, but let me go back a little bit. When I was seeing this shadow, I was like, is that Amasawa's shadow behind him as he's talking about the white student, the white room student? Nah, I feel like Amasawa's hair is bigger than that. Okay. Class 2A is first, class 2C, class 2D, class 2B. Oh my goodness, what did I think? I got mixed up a little bit in my mind. I thought class 2A was Ayanokoji's class, but no. They're D, so they're in third place. Of course. Um, what do I keep forgetting people's names? Sakayanagi. Oh my goodness. So Sakayanagi's class is first. Ryuan is second. Ayanokoji third. And Ichinose fourth. Oh my goodness. Bruh. Okay. Full disclosure, I was looking up something on a classroom of the elite, and then I saw briefly a title of someone saying that he'd let himself be stabbed or something or other like that. So I knew there was gonna be some kind of stabbing going on, especially when he pulled up the knife, and then I'm like, okay, so it must be this episode. Someone is getting stabbed. So in my mind, I was thinking that the person getting stabbed was gonna be Ayanokoji, right? But that it was gonna be some kind of not just a hand thing, like maybe it gets stabbed in somewhere on the whole body, make it like an even bigger deal of a stabbing than just through the hand. Even though even the hand is like, you know, it has got to hurt, but I was imagining something bigger than that. So that's why when um Hosen went for the stab, and then I just saw him. It looked like Ayanokoji was holding him back, and all of that. I wasn't totally sure. Did I miss something? Like I was getting confused a little bit, but no, he still got stabbed. It was just through the hand, right? And I was asking myself last episode because I believe, was he during last? Yeah, it was during last episode, where Karuizawa and him were having this conversation over the phone, and he was saying something about someone having bought something, and then that thing being returned by a girl or something or other like that. And it seems like what was being bought was the knife that Hosen was holding. Amasawa, I'm assuming, is the girl that I'm guessing either returned it or something or other like that. Um, but then I'm confused because Amasawa during this episode, Ayanokoji is like Amasawa came back to the apartment to get the knife that he bought, right? Ayanokoji bought the knife while they were shopping together. I'm guessing so that he can cook for her. He bought the knife, brought it home. The phone call that happened between Ayanokoji and Karuizawa came after he cooked for her, right? But before she came back to get the knife. So, what was returned during that conversation? Am I missing something? I'm probably missing something. I'll figure it out once I'm editing this episode. That's what I always do when I get confused. I'm like, I slow down and just go through the episode again. I may even go back and look at the conversation between him and Karuizawa during that episode to put the pieces together. But right now I'm getting confused. But either way, Amasawa got him to buy the knife. He came back. When she came back and she's like, "Oh, I forgot my hair tie," I'm like, I don't trust that. I feel like she did something, although I didn't know what it was. So she came back. She took the knife, took it to Hosen, and then Hosen came to this meeting acting like, "Okay, I'm here to listen to what you have to say," but not really. And then when he refused Horikita's deal alliance the first time around, and then he's like, "Okay, I'll follow what you want," and then he increased the price, and I'm like, "Okay, so how is that you acquiescing to what she wants?" And then he's like, after he threw the drink in her face, and she got up and got to leave, and then he's like, "Okay, let's talk about this again, but let's go do it somewhere else." And I'm like, why? The fact that he's already saying, okay, let's go somewhere else to talk about this, I'm like, that's suspicious to me. So I don't even know why she would decide to go, but okay, she did go. And then they were somewhere else in the dark, and I'm like, yeah, this is not good. This is so not good. And then that's when the fight started, and now he increased the price to, was it 3 million? And then somewhere during the fight he increased it to 5 million, and I'm like, oh, okay. You said 1 million the first time around. She's like, no. So why do you think you increasing it is gonna change anything? But okay, but that was not really the actual goal of this. So as they went there and then they started fighting Sudo, oh, he tried his best. Okay. And then Horikita was like, okay, let's go. And when she did something, I'm like, what girl? But then, the difference in strength between her and Hosen is like, you know, it's a big difference. So even though she held her own for like a little bit, and it was kind of cool to see, she wasn't gonna, you know. And as they were fighting, I was like, okay, is he trying to get Ayanokoji to do something? Does he know something about him, and he's trying to get him to display his awesomeness or whatever? And that's not really what it was. Although Ayanokoji did this awesome thing, you know. And then he basically told him that he sort of like knew what was happening, and he sort of like laid the trap, also as well. And they all fell into it. And he was like, if you were trying to stab me, that's not how you were supposed to hold the knife or something or other. I'm like, oh, you do your thing, boy. You do your thing. And he did his thing. And he's like, okay. He basically laid out everything for him, you know, what he knows about the alliance between Amasawa and him and all of that. And he's like, I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to report you stabbing me and all of that. But I want two things. The first thing is that you are going to be accepting this alliance that of equals that Horikita wants. And then the second thing is that you're going to team up with him and with me. And when he said that he was his ideal partner, I was like, why would he be your ideal partner? Excuse me. And it's because he knows for certain, how do you say, he knows for certain, yeah, there's no A there, right? Like, he knows 100% that Hosen is not the White Room spy. So he knew that teaming up with him was not gonna get him expelled. So that's why he was his ideal partner. And as everything was unfolding between all of them there. And who said it? I think, it may have been Hosen that said that they would get something if they got Ayanokoji expelled or killed or something or other. I don't know. He said something. Someone said something about the first years knowing something about Ayanokoji, wanted to do something to Ayanokoji, and that's when it clicked before Ayanokoji even said it out loud that these first years are after Ayanokoji because someone sent them or gave them the directive. I think they used the word directive somewhere in the episode. I don't quite remember exactly where it was placed or how the scene went. But somewhat the way they were talking, then I'm like, oh, so that's what's going on. And it clicked as well why Nanase was sizing Ayanokoji up during the first episode of this season. Because they've been told something about Ayanokoji, and that's why she was sizing him up. Even though, like, I still don't believe that she's the White Room assassin. She may be, but until they actually reveal it to us, I'm not really gonna fully believe that. But it explained why she was sizing him up. It's because a few designated first years have been given this task of getting Ayanokoji expelled. And should they do that, they're gonna get 20 million points. Now my thing is, who gave them the directive? I don't think it was Tsukishiro, because I think he wants to let things play out between Ayanokoji and the White Room student. I was thinking that it was either the White Room student or it was Ayanokoji's father, even though basically it's the same thing. But I was thinking that that directive or whatever came from the father itself, himself, not from the spy, you know. But it could have just been the spy as well that he gave, or was it the other way around that I was thinking? No, I think I was thinking that it came from the spy, that the spy is using them to get Ayanokoji expelled, and in the meantime not reveal who he was, you know. But I was just thinking of the person that Otomiya wanted Ayanokoji to team up with, Subaki. She was just there being all like, I don't want to owe anybody anything. And then I'm like, okay, you have Nanase. Hosen is clearly out. He's not the assassin. You have Nanase. That could possibly be. You have Amasawa, right? You have what's the name? The guy that's like I'm from Kushida's school. Yagami. You have Yagami, and then you have this Subaki. Because as I was watching the intro, I felt like I saw Subaki also, like toward the end of the intro, they will be going through these students, and then you'll see Hosen doing something like this, you know. There was a girl in particular I just noticed in this episode. I just didn't say anything about it. I'm like, oh, that looks like Subaki. But I didn't. So the fact that if it was her and they were showing her among Amasawa and Hosen, and I think Yagami was there as well, then that would mean that she's also someone that would be suspect of being the White Room student. Yeah, her. No, I didn't even notice that she was here. I was just thinking toward the end of the episode. But this feels more like the beginning of the intro, right? Hosen, Yagami, Amasawa, Utomiya? Okay, I think from here on out, from the 2-minute 57 mark. They show the man at first. Hold the man. Yeah, this person right here. Is that Utomiya? Or somebody else? This guy seems more sinister than Utomiya. I don't know. But you have this dude. This is the person that I was thinking is Subaki. And then you have Nanase, Hosen, Yagami, and then Amasawa. So I'm assuming that among them, the dude, the girl, Nanase, Hosen, and then Amasawa, and then Yagami. So it's 6 of them. I'm assuming the spy is gonna be among them 6. And like I said, I don't believe Nanase is the student. Hosen is not. So it's gonna be between them 4. It can't be Utomiya because Utomiya is not first year. So it must be either Subaki, Amasawa, the dude, who I don't think I know yet, and then Yagami. Right. But either way. What was I talking about before I went there? I don't know. But either way, the plan didn't work. It didn't work for now. They still have other first years after him. Amasawa is probably still after him. So yeah, he's still in danger. And now Tsukishiro wanted to speak to him, and he's like, okay, April has come and gone, and you know, you haven't found who the White Room assassin is yet, right? He's like, no, I haven't. And then I think the deal was that if you're able to find him, then I'm gonna leave the school voluntarily, right? You didn't find him, so I guess he's not leaving. And but then Ayanokoji is like, did something happen between you and this student? You know, because it seems like the methods that he's using is sort of like not really what Tsukishiro wanted him to do or her to do. So based off of that, he's like, there must be some kind of tension between this White Room spy and Tsukishiro, and he's like, yes, he's not following the guidelines that I gave him or whatever. So that must mean that some higher ups are behind him or her or something or other, or behind it. I don't know. So I was like, who are these higher ups? The way you say higher ups, it's like, why didn't he just say your father? You know? But he said higher ups. It feels like it's a multitude of people. So that's why I was confused. Is he just his father or is it somebody else? But then somewhere in the after he said that, somewhere after he mentioned his father, so I was like, okay, so he must be referring to his father. But still I'm not totally sure. So I don't know what's going on. He clearly, well, the spy, he or she clearly went off the rails. And Tsukishiro said that this person is so jealous of Ayanokoji, and he's warning him about what this person might do to him. I already knew about that, the anger and the jealousy. I already knew that this person had it because when you look at the first episode, the way they were grimacing when they were talking about Ayanokoji, it's like the guy was holding some kind of grudge, or the girl was holding some kind of grudge against Ayanokoji. So it's like, that doesn't surprise me. Now, why does Nanase think that Ayanokoji also doesn't belong in this school? When she said that, my suspicion of her being the White Room spy ticked up a little bit. Even though, okay, let's just say I can't totally discount Nanase from being the White Room spy, but the majority percent of me, the majority part of me is like she's not. Okay, more she's not than she is, but that doesn't mean that there's not still some kind of doubt that she is the White Room spy, and that doubt increased when she said that she feels that Ayanokoji is not fit for the school. Why would she say that? I don't get it. That's why I'm like, she probably knows him from someplace. If she's not the White Room assassin, she probably knows him from someplace. Or is that the fact that this person, whoever it is giving them 20 million points to get Ayanokoji expelled? Is, I don't know, that's what's giving her this suspicion that Ayanokoji is not supposed to be here or something or other. I don't know. And then you have Manabu. So Manabu is allowing people to be these fights to happen, basically. Gosh, my hand is so itchy. I think I got bitten by something. It's so itchy, even though I put on some kind of gel or whatever. I feel like it only comes there for like a little bit, but then it's back up. What was I talking about? Yeah, Manabu. Really? So you are allowing these violent acts to happen on the school just because you want to have meritocracy being the reigning rule of this school or whatever. I don't know. I feel like there's something else that I wanted to mention, but it's escaping me right now. Well, Ayanokoji won. Well, the test. Ayanokoji was the first in class 2A. His score was like top. So clearly, the deal that him and Horikita had, where should he win their duel, that she was gonna join the student council, that happened. She's gonna be joining the student council, I guess. Uh, Hosen telling Ayanokoji that he was gonna kill him sooner or later. I'm like, nah, that's not happening. That is so not happening. You know. What else? Hmm. Well, they did set up the alliance that they were talking about after the fight, after the events that happened between Ayanokoji and Hosen and the knife thing. The very next day, they set up their alliance, and it seems like not. It seems like Nanase knew what Hosen was up to, but she still went along with it. Ay, and the fact that Ayanokoji told Hosen that would it not have been for Amasawa, his plans wouldn't have even gone that far, tells me that Amasawa is intelligent, clearly more intelligent than Hosen. So she's up there with possible White Room spy. Although my mind is still on Yagami. I don't know. It's just the fact that he looks similar to Ayanokoji and he's way too upbeat for someone, I don't know. And then he's cozying up to Kushida. I don't trust him. And unless the dude that was in the intro, the first dude that I'm like, is that Utomiya? In case it's not Utomiya and it's somebody else that's gonna come up that I haven't met yet, then yeah, I need to see his demeanor, I guess. And maybe that will inform my thought process when it comes to who may possibly be the White Room assassin. I don't know, but we'll see. Thank you guys for watching, and if you like this reaction, please give it a thumbs up, please subscribe, and if you want to see my reaction to the next episode, the link is going to be in the pinned comment in the comment section, so you can just click on it and you can watch it right now, and you can also catch up with all my previous Classroom of the Elite reactions. There's a playlist in the comment as well. So thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye. Already under my skin, I know exactly how it says but you got me